Okay, so happy Saturday, welcome back, thanks for joining me. Subscribers keeps ticking up, so we'll see how it goes. I've got a helper today.
Hello.
So what we're going to do, so during the week I changed out the spark plugs with the new ones. Where are we? Yep, so all nice new spark plugs. I ran it up and ran it warm and noticed I wasn't getting all of the downpipes warm. So I messed around with the coils a little bit. So coils through to HT leads and on, swapped them around, made it worse, then found out, did a bit of a reading online and found out they are actually ordered. So the rider's left hand coil does HT leads 1 and 4, and the right hand one does 2 and 3. Put them back on, a lot better. 3 working, 1 not, and it's number 2. So what we're going to do today, Midland, is take the spark plugs out, which is a pain for these, but hey, it's got to be done. All the insides for 2 and 3 is a bit of a pain, and we're going to be running a compression test with my compression tester that I got for the Kimco. It was the adapter that I got specifically for the Kimco because it's really narrow sparks, but this one fits beautifully as well. So we're going to look at the compression on all 4 of them, Midland, aren't we? All 4 of them. So I'll take all those out. I won't film taking it out because the camera needs to charge. And then we'll do them one by one and see what the compression's like. See if 2 isn't working because it's a compression issue, so what I'll do is I'll do it, see how it goes. If it's really low, I'll try chucking in a bit of engine oil. If that boosts the compression up a lot, then it's probably the piston seals or the piston itself. If chucking oil in doesn't make a lot of difference, then it's probably the valve spaces, which I've not done on a 4-cylinder bike before, but I have done on a 1, so we'll have a look. Alternatively, it might just be a ZL600 thing that coil 2 kicks in more as it warms up. No idea, but let's see what happens. Right, cool, so I'm going to chuck this on charge and we'll get on with getting those spark plugs out. Okay, so that is my pressure tester. You see that, Midland? Yeah? Mm-hmm. So that is going to replace the spark plug. So I'm going to do that nice and tight, because if that gets left in when I pull this out, it's going to be a real pain in the butt to get it back. So put it in. Look at that, it's just stopped raining, sun's come out. So I want to get this on enough that it stops, also that it captures all the pressure, but not quite so hard that I can't get the blooming thing out again. Right, so that'll do. So can you make sure you can see that dial? Yeah. So what we're going to do is throttle fully open. Yeah. Okay, and then we'll try and start it. Now we'll always make sure that it's in neutral, so that it's not going to go booming across there. Not normally a problem if you're working on a bike on your own, but if you have a little helper, or a not so little helper, and he's accidentally caught the gears, which I know you haven't, but it's always just worth checking. Okay, so can you see that gauge? So, throttle fully open. It climbed up a good bit there because I forgot to put the throttle fully open. So we do the throttle fully open. You ready? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so that's 1. So we'll pause it. Okay, so back on. We're on number 4. So they're doing the 2 outside ones first. So up at the throttle, mate, up here. So throttle fully open. Now back to the dial, and I'll reset it. Ready? What are we reckoning on that one?
100.
100.
Roughly
awesome.
around 100.
So right, come up to our keep filming then, Midland, up here, and look at our table. Oops, that's fine. Watch where you're filming. Right, so up here, so we're on 100 psi. What do we reckon on that bar? That is just short of 7. So that is less than 7, near enough to 7. Right, okay, do you want to stop filming then, bud? Okay, so we're now in 3, so power on, throttle wide open. Got the dial, yeah, we're good.
Roughly around 112.
Yep, so I think that's equal to the last one. So up to the board. So we're pretty much on 100 and just less than 7. Right, okay, so stop filming, mate. Okay, so power on, we're plugged into number 3, throttle wide open. Right, you got the dial, ready? See what this one does. That's actually pretty good, so just below 100 again.
Right, can I go right up?
Yes, please. So keep filming and get right up there. Can you film me right at the same time?
Maybe.
Right, so so just out of curiosity, do you want to keep filming, buddy?
It still is.
Still going?
Yep.
Just out of curiosity, what we're going to do now, point the camera please, mate. Yeah, what we're going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of engine oil and just drip it in that hole, in the hole that Spark 3 goes in, yeah, the one that we've just done, and then we're going to do it again and see if it makes any difference.
Wait.
Into number 3, yeah?
I wrote it on number 2 because...
sorry, number 2. No, you're correct. You are correct. You're doing it into number 2. So, do you want us... Just I'll keep the camera there, but just stop filming for a second. So I'm going to have to nip inside to get... What I'm going to try and do here, although it's really awkward because it's a terrible position to get to, I'm going to get a torch so I can see where I'm going. And I'm just going to drop a tiny bit of oil in that gap. In the spark plug gap. So it's in the gap, it's really hard to see. So it's going to have to be a little bit of guesswork. So that's in. Right, now I'm just going to put the compression tester in and see if that makes any change to the compression. Now if it doesn't make a change, where are you going? Right round there. If it doesn't make a change, then that's actually pretty good because it means there's not a lot of seal and not a lot of wear on the pistons. But it might mean that I might have to check the valve spacings. But either way, it means it's not a big problem, which is a good thing. Yeah?
Yeah, it could also be maybe the tube that makes all the bad stuff.
Watch where that's pointing, mate. You keep forgetting you've got the camera in your hand. I know I do it a lot when I'm filming as well. Right, you ready?
Yeah, it could also be that the tube, the exhaust pipe, could be blocked somewhere.
I don't think so, mate. Not this time round. Right, let's have a go. You ready? Oh, I forgot to hold the exhaust wide open then. You ready?
It's made a tiny difference.
Tiny difference, but actually, got to remember, mate, how old's this bike? What year did I say? 1996?
It's older
yeah,
than
so
I
it's
am.
so it's older than you are. So actually, I'm not fussed the fact that there's that tiny difference. What I do want to do though, is just while I've got this compression test out, is do number 1 again, just to see if if it's as low as last time.
Yeah, the tape's coming off.
Don't worry. We're only going to pull the tape off anyway, it's just there. Can you remember where that camera's pointing, please, buddy? Because you keep forgetting and swinging it around. Right, you ready? Camera boy. Right, so it might just be that I didn't do it up very tightly last time. Or I didn't do it up as well.
Because that one was slacking by 10.
Yeah, Shall we see if it's the same again?
Yeah. Hopefully it's
Right.
something.
So, ready? Off. Throttle wide open. Ready?
Yep.
Try not to get too much.
Nothing wrong.
That is a bit weird, isn't it? Try that again. Ready? I mean, it's not drastically lower, I'm not too concerned, but what I'm going to try now is, you know that chucking a bit of oil in bit?
Yep.
I'm going to do it on that one.
And then we'll see if it makes any difference.
See if it's... Right. So, what have we learnt? We've learnt that number 2 doesn't really have any piston issues, which is a good thing. So it might be, remember where you're pointing that, please? You keep waving it around and forgetting.
I'm trying to show you.
I know, but
It could be this one.
which one's this one?
Number.
Number 1.
Yeah,
Well, no, that one's the exhaust is getting nice and warm, so that's not
so
a
it's
problem
not
at all.
number 1.
No, so there's nothing wrong with that. All but, you know, it's firing fine, it's running fine. It's just got a little bit less pressure than the others, which again isn't too much of a problem. Wait, right,
It
can you
was
see
only
where I
the-
put that syringe, buddy? Academic. Right.
So now we're going to see it on that
So
one
now
there.
I'm just going to chuck a few drops of oil into that first one.
That one's a bit easier to see.
Yep, I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. I think that's gone in. It's quite difficult to see, to spot.
So we're going to put that in and see what it.
And see if it makes a difference.
Yeah.
See, so because that's going into the pistons, it should like block any gaps any wear gaps a little bit better. So, power on. Ready?
Yep. Let's see.
See what
if
we're
it
doing.
changes.
So throttle wide open. I was holding the valve open then.
The problem.
No, it's a little bit better, but it's still not a lot. Right, okay, mate, cool. Can you what have we done? So I'm quite happy. I'm going to have a bit of a look up on Tinterweb as to whether or not that is valves that need looking at, but I think it does. I think the pistons are okay. I think I might just have to adjust the valves that are the fuel intake, the air valve and the exhaust valve. There's no point in me doing that until I know what they should be, so I'm going to have to look them up first. Okay, so happy days. I think what I'm going to do is put the sparks back in. Yeah, I'm going to put the sparks back in, and I do wonder if... Yeah, I do wonder how... I'm going to put it back in and just see how it runs. Okay? Brilliant. Okay, so stop filming then, bud. Right, so you need to attach the coils again. Got to make sure we get the right ones. Now, fortunately, we labelled them, didn't we, bud?
Yeah.
So, 1 up here, mate. 1 to 1. Just hear that clip in quite nicely. So 1, that is 2, isn't it? That's a 2 here.
Yep.
Look down here, please, no, with the camera, not with your eyes. So 2 is this one. 2 into 2. That doesn't matter as long as we know which one's which. Right, now this is the one that was been causing a bit of an issue, so I want to make sure it's plugged in properly. Oh, sun's come out. Isn't that nice? So that's on. Shh, listen. Yep. Get that lovely noise, which means a good connection. Just going to tuck that back around a little bit so it's running the right way.
We have 3 and 4
Right, so
over here.
so I've got, that's 4. That's
3.
3. So let's get 3 in first, just because it's... Listen. Yep.
There
Hear
we
that
go.
noise? That's where it's... Because it doesn't screw on, it just pushes on, yeah? So you hear that noise when the connection's made. Ready? Hear that?
That means it's
Right.
connected.
That means it's connected, so we're on there, we're on there.
We're
I just need to chuck a bit of fuel in, because I managed to knock the bottom off my little tank earlier and spilt it all.
It didn't smell very good.
Doesn't smell good. Oh, Might have to nip to the garage. Oh, that's going to pop out again. No, it's not. It's okay. I do need to get a better way of doing this, I think. It's not really secure on there. That's better. Why is that crook? Let's hold that upright because I don't really want the fuel all falling out of it, because I'm going to need to leave it to warm up now. Right, now this bike, oh crikey, I am short of fuel.
I wanted to go get some more.
Might have to.
What a coincidence that well, hopefully me and my mum are going to go to a shop as well, the same spot that I think you get your petrol.
Oh, what, to the petrol station? What are you going out there for?
You can get cards for the Xbox.
Ah, okay. Right, ready?
Yep.
Come back a bit.
Let's see if it works.
So now I'm just going to let it warm up, okay, so that I can see which downpipe's getting warm, which one isn't, okay. So it's got the full number plate that I got on during the week, number plate arrived. So that's 4, yeah?
Yeah, 4 and 3 on one pot.
Okay. 1. Yeah. 2. 2's not hot, is it?
Yeah.
So. Noisy, isn't it?
It smells awful.
What have we worked out? We worked out that it is not the
it's
not the pistons.
Yeah, and
it might still be the valves within it.
The coils.
So it's not the coils. Coils are fine. In fact, that is a good point. Let's prove that the coils are fine. So rather than pull out one of those spark plugs, I'm going to use an old one. So that's it. You keep filming. Come down here, mate. So I'm just going to pull that off there. Yeah,
Yep.
that is an old spark plug. So you need to be able to see that the gap where the spark jumps through. Yeah, can you see it?
Yep.
Quite difficult to see when you got there. Right, so you might just need to shade the sun, mate, because the sun's shining from here. That's it, perfect. Ready? So let's just prove that it's that. Might have to turn the bike on. Ready? I think that's on properly. I wonder if it's a connection here.
It could be.
Because that was working fine a second ago. I wonder if... Oh, that might be useful, because if that's not working now... Let me just grab another spark plug just to see if it's the spark plug. Because if that's not working now... then that's not going to spark, is it? Let's try again. You ready? Oh, power on. That's not sparking. That's good.
Are you sure? Could it just be the fact that it's old?
No, because that means that just because it's old doesn't mean it's bad. I'm old. I'm all right. So that's not sparking now. So I've got some. That's a good thing. So it might be this lead.
So it could be a problem in the lead.
With it where it's
instead of the
intermittent.
spark plug.
Which is a good thing because I can fix that.
That lead could be
So
the
that
problem.
was 2, wasn't it?
Yep, 2.
No, that wasn't 2. That was 3. Yeah, that was 2. Correct. So I'm going to have a play with that lead. Okay, so stop filming, mate. Right. Okay, so we've just given the actual. I've forgotten what they're called. HK? I can't remember. Anyway, the cable, a clean out and the connector at the end. Let me just, so you've got shadow on there, middle and yeah?
Yep.
Right, I'm still getting no spark out of that.
I wonder why.
Didn't you? Do you not knew? Right, so if that's not working at that end, it might be at the other end. Let me just check again as to why I'm not getting a spark on that. Right, what I can try is a little bit of a swap over. So that's the other one. That's that wet. That's the oil from when I was dropping it in earlier. Spark plug. There we go.
Is it the
try that one.
spark plug or
Do you want to
is
go around the other side? Try the same on the other end. Yeah,
it's
look at
sparking? Meaning it's the wire.
that. That's Uber sparking on that one,
Yeah, meaning it's the wire that is
which
not
means
working.
so that's really sparking, isn't it? That's working well. So, which means let's try it again on that one.
I almost fell over.
Yeah, that's not catching. That's great because that's not catching. So it is something with that cable.
Oh, meaning the problem is actually a lot easier than it could have been.
Because it is something between number 2, something along here. Now I've tried cleaning out that end. Which one was 2? It's this one, wasn't it? 2.
That's 2. The one that
So
doesn't look
what I'm
right.
going to do then is take it off, have a look at it, clean it back up, put it all
Yeah.
back together again. Okay, you want to stop filming, bud? Right, so I've swapped over 2 and 3. 2 now sparks, 3 doesn't. No heat on 3. So I've just whipped the cable out of the coil, and I'm not sure you can see that, but you can see where the spike from the coil goes through. Just come on, focus. So through there, and I think it's missed the centre coil. So it's not been chucking a spark up there at all, by the looks of it. So by my reckoning, if I straighten that up and make sure, because it's essentially running out of here, it says knowledgeably, I've never taken one of these apart before, but you can see the screw sticking out through the black plastic. So effectively that's where the current comes through, but in this case it's missed the coil of the cable and it's just caught the insulation. So it's either had a bad connection or no connection. So I think if I just snip off, well in fact I don't really need to snip off any, but I'll snip off a tiny bit on the end, just see if I can terminate that bit cleaner. Right, more to follow. Right, now I think I've found the issue here. So that's the coil. Can't fit. It will focus. There we go. So the one that was working actually has some resistance. So pushing it, it doesn't actually move. Whereas the car filter, focus. Okay. Whereas the one that's been causing issues just moves around like a loon, so I think it's shagged on the inside. So, next job. eBay, here I come. See how much a new one of those is. I can't, it's a sealed unit, I can't do anything with it, I can't get in there. I might have a bit of a poke around inside to see if I can just stiffen that up a little bit, but I don't think it's actually making a connection inside. I might just tag it on and see if I can get a multimeter on it and see if I can get anything out of it, but don't know. I'll have a look. Cool. Catch later. Yeah, right, so just to be certain, I've swapped over 2 and 3 at the base as well, so that is now going into 3 and it's sparking perfectly. This one is now going into 2, which there's no problems with the internals because it's working on the other side and it's not working, so it's this coil it's not sending, so it's, and I'm pretty sure it's the connector in there that has a lot of sway to it. So yeah, so it didn't have a decent bite into it to start with, but actually it's bent and it's snapped off. I think at the base, snapped off before it actually gets to deliver anything of any value. So yeah, bit of googlage, see how we get on for a replacement. I mean, fundamentally there's not a lot of fuel left in it, but I mean, without it to even attach, it's running fine off 3 cylinders, but that's not the point, is it? So yeah, I'll have a look and I'll get that one sorted. I still don't have the front brake pads. The brake pads still haven't arrived, which is chuffing annoying, but yeah, I think I might just I might get the old pads off and just sort the pistons out now while I've got a bit of grace and favour. The dinner isn't ready yet. Yeah, I think I'll sod it. Yeah, I'm going to get the old brake pads out and I'll sort the piston and I'll have a look at the pistons. Right, so still got no brake pads, which is really irritating. It takes 6 days to deliver a 24-hour package. Plus the brakes stripped down. It's always a little bit of an arse-ache doing these. But yeah, so cleaned off the sliders a bit. Not too much yet. That was pretty black, but There you go, that's clean as well. One old pad, which is smooth, and one which is chipped, so obviously needed replacing. Pistons look a bit crappy, but frankly I think a good clean out and a good gauss out and they should be okay. Yeah, they need more. I really don't want to push the pistons out, so I'll give them a bit more of a clean. I haven't got a toothbrush out here actually, but it's the best thing to do them with. The little brush I've got is just too big, so I'll give them a bit more of a clean out probably tomorrow, because I think dinner's going to be ready shortly. So what on the day? I'll get searching for a new coil, because that one is definitely shagged. It's just not pushing the spark through. I'm really chuffed with the compression. I expected worse out of that, I have to say. So kicking around the 100, cylinder one's a little bit lower, but kicking around the 100, I can't go over the fact that fundamentally, you know, 1996 bike, and it's still pushing the compression out, so that's fine. It also means I don't have to start digging through the engine block, and the only issue the right isn't sparking is because of the coil, and it's all external, so I don't need to dig it out. So I'm really quite chuffed to find that that is the issue. I'm going to be less chuffed when I look these up and find out they're £300 each or something ridiculous. So yeah, that side's done. Kimco, I'll put another vid up, but fundamentally it's failed its MOT for its forks, so the forks that I've done on this I'm going to have to repeat, which is a bit of an arse ache. I know what I'm doing now, but it's a scooter, so I've got to rip all that sodding bodywork off again. I don't think I'm going to play with scooters again. It's nice simple stuff to learn on, but I just can't be arsed with that bodywork. It's just annoying. Yeah, cool, all good. Right, I'm going to start stacking away. If the brake pads arrive tonight, I'm going to chuck them in tomorrow. I'm really, now that I've finished messing around with the air fuel screws, etc. last weekend, I've not ridden it since, as in it's not moved. So I really want to chuck the fuel tank back on, knowing that it's only going to be firing off 3 cylinders until I get that coil done, but I just want to see how it rides. I mean, it sounds wonderful. Probably a bit cold, so it probably might need some choke now, but sounds bloody great. Sounds absolutely great. It's a little bit smoky, but frankly I've been chucking oil straight down, and so I'm not really surprised. Yeah, and that's on 3 cylinders. What's it going to sound like on all 4? Yeah, happy enough. Like I say, I'll start looking at coils tonight, and if the brake pads arrive tonight / tomorrow, there'll be a video of me installing brake pads, but I just want to give it a belt round the block. I really do. Cool, see you again tomorrow. Thanks everyone. I don't want to do that click like and subscribe, but I kind of feel like I need to because everyone else does. I'm picking up subscribes on the channel. If you're enjoying it, great. I'm thoroughly happy that you do. If you see one you enjoy and you want to see it from then on, if you do subscribe, then it will just automatically give you an alarm when I put new stuff on, and you can follow the progress. But yeah, the old boy's getting there. Cheers all.